Hey guys, what's up? So I figured I would come on here today. I feel like I haven't posted a video in forever, but I also have filmed a video like this probably like 4 or 5 times, and that's not an exaggeration, but every time I film it, I honestly just like lose any motivation to go through and edit it and post it. So here I am, and here's to hoping that I actually post this. YouTube has always been like a place for me to basically just like talk about my feelings, I guess, and like my life, sort of like a therapist, but like free. And that's always what I've used it for. That's how I like started out, like just posting little videos, because I was like bored and like needed someone to talk to. I was in a very unhealthy relationship, so that was my outlet, and so I do miss having this outlet and posting things on here for the few people that watch me. But it's also different now because I feel like people in my life actually watch my videos, which sort of makes me feel like I can't talk about everything that I want to talk about. Whereas before I would literally talk about like anything because no one knew that I had a channel. But anyways, I figured I would come on here and just update you guys on my life. Yeah, so today it's currently 11:50. I have already gotten my coffee, relaxed, watched an episode of Pretty Basic. It's a podcast. They're really it's a really good podcast. If you like podcasts, I do recommend watching them. I went on a run and I took a shower and I fixed a couple things around the house. I had to screw some things into the wall that were falling down, as well as my lights outside. So I've been pretty productive today. But it is August 10th and classes started on Monday. So summer's already over, which is crazy to me because I definitely wanted to post more videos this summer, and that was actually like a goal of mine. Like if I wasn't working or doing something, my goal was to be filming a video and doing something productive. But to be quite frank, I worked a lot more this summer than I anticipated, and I also had rotations this summer, which I also wasn't anticipating, but I guess I'll talk about that in a minute. One really fun update that I have for you guys is I just got back from a trip. I went to Bosnia. My friend from middle school, which is crazy to think about, her family is from Bosnia, so we went and visited her grandparents, which was super cool and just very eye-opening to see. I've been to Bosnia before, but this was like a different area, and I think I learned a lot more culturally about the people there, which was super fun, and obviously like trying new foods and just seeing the way people live differently. And then we also went to Italy. Italy is beautiful. If you want to see pictures, I always leave my Instagram down below in a little description, so if you want to check that out. I had a lot of fun traveling. I think traveling is like really important, and it is very expensive, obviously. I literally worked all summer so that I could afford to go on the vacation. But I just think you learn a lot from traveling that you can't learn by looking at pictures or reading about it, you know? Yeah, the food was amazing. The wine in Italy, oh my god, so good, so good. Yeah, so as far as last semester, I don't even know if I even talked about last semester. I don't even like really remember last semester. For those of you that don't know, I am getting my doctorate of pharmacy. I'm actually a P3 now, which means it's my 3rd year. So this is my last didactic year, which is super exciting. And then after this year, I'll have one more year of full rotations. So last semester was the end of my P2 year. I did end up getting a 4.0 that semester. Which is really important to me because I feel like grades are something that are fully in my control, and I'm not very competitive in like sports or anything, but when it comes to academics, I am insanely competitive, like insanely competitive. But yeah, so this semester, like I said, has already started. the classes that we have are interesting to me. I'm excited for them. I feel like I say that every semester, but I'm really excited about these. So we have like our regular PBL class, which is like our case study classes, where we get a new case and then we figure out like probable diagnosis, what labs we need, things like that, and then we figure out treatment plan and, you know, the whole thing. So I have that, and then I have pediatrics, which I'm really excited about, a general public health class, a pharmacy management class. We also have GI and hepatic system. We have our oncology unit and just like an ethics course. I also got advanced clinical skills, which I'm super excited about. This is basically where you go into like a more intense study of like ambulatory care and you hone in on those skills, which is something I'm interested in, so I'm really excited for that. I think that's all I have, but I'm really excited for pediatrics. Like I said, that advanced clinical skills class. I tried to get into a medicinal Spanish class because I think that's like really important. Obviously, like so much of our population speaks Spanish, but I didn't get that. Instead, I got that advanced clinical class, so I can't really complain because I sort of got the one I wanted. But yeah, so that's what I have this semester. I did want to talk about my rotations that I had over the summer. That rotation was so much fun for me. So basically, I can't tell if the camera's crooked. I feel like it's a little crooked, but bear with me because you're on top of my Yeti. It's a little sketchy and I'm afraid that if I move it, might break my camera. So I'm just gonna try not to move too much. But I got an email during the summer that said basically they have like openings for rotations over the summer if you want to do them, so you don't have to do them during the school year. And so I volunteered to do one, mainly because I felt like if I volunteered over the summer I'd probably get the rotation that I wanted with the professor I wanted, and I did. It's our cardio professor who was a preceptor, and she is amazing, so I'm very lucky that I got that rotation. But our rotation was in a family medicine, so we were on the family medicine floor in the hospital, and basically we rotated with the interns and the residents, the medical residents, and that was so much fun for me, getting to go in, see the patients. Even on days where we weren't in, we still obviously had access to like the patients' profiles and stuff, and I feel like I learned so much. It was so much fun for me. I had a patient who had tertiary syphilis, suspected neurosyphilis, and it was really cool because the medical resident that I was rounding with didn't know how to treat it. He didn't know how to treat it. He knew like the basic, like, you know, penicillin, but didn't know like obviously like the dosing and the frequency. And so I actually knew, so it was really fun to be like actually doing like a pharmacist's job and telling them you know, how to treat the patient, which was super fun for me. Obviously, because I'm a student, so I don't get to do that very often. But I had a lot of fun. I learned so much, and I can't wait for my next rotation. My next rotation is in a primary care office, and which will be fun because I definitely think that pharmacy is expanding in a way that obviously more of a provider role. Problem obviously being is reimbursement with like Medicare, but I think that we are slowly approaching that, and I think being in a primary care office would be something that I'm very interested in, so I'm very excited for this rotation, and getting to see how the pharmacist plays role in that. Obviously, like, you have your own patients and you monitor their drug regimen and things like that, but I am interested to see how that works. So I'm very excited for that. I made a little list of what I wanted to talk about. Oh, something very exciting that happened, I think, from the last time I talked to you guys was obviously I want to do residency, and not obviously, you probably didn't know that, but I want to do residency because for pharmacy, like for medical school, you have to do residency. For pharmacy, it's not a requirement, but it's definitely a recommendation, and there's like a push to make it a requirement, but it's not a requirement. So essentially, if you wanted to go into like retail, you don't really need a residency. Like you just go right into that. But if you want to do something that's more clinical, a residency is definitely needed. And in pharmacy, you have 1 year or 2 year residency. Obviously a 2 year is preferred, but you could do like 2 1 years. But I feel like that whole matching process will just be a little bit more complicated. I don't really want to do that. So I want to do a residency, and for the residency, they look at obviously like grades, professor recommendations, obviously, that you work, that you have leadership, and also like scholars. So like if you do research and things like that. I do need to get research under my belt. I did some in undergrad, but I definitely need something that's more like up to date. But I need a leadership role. So I am now the president of ROCHI, which is a Pharmacy Honor Society. It's been a lot more work than I thought. I was told it wouldn't be that much work, but it's been a lot more work than I thought, which is fine. I was doing a lot of things over the summer for it. Basically, like, I'm in charge of the tutoring that is done at the school, and just trying to rebuild what that looks like was a little bit challenging, and trying to get everyone on board because we need tutors and people aren't really willing to tutor people if they don't get compensated, and we don't compensate people for that. It's a volunteer thing. So just having to deal with that, and then like the public speaking aspect, I always feel like I'm good at presenting like rehearsed presentations for like projects and stuff, because they're, like I just said, they're rehearsed. So those are easier for me, but like public speaking about, you know, just like an organization to like a bunch of people is a little bit scarier for me, but I'm glad I did it. Like I wasn't going to apply to be president or like put my name on the ballot, but I'm really happy that I did, because I don't think you grow as much if you don't put yourself out there. So I'm glad I put myself out there. I now have that leadership notch for my residency. Basically, whoa! I knew that was gonna fall. I knew it. I told you guys. Okay, I'm glad I caught it. It was just slowly going. But they basically just look to make sure that you can handle a whole bunch of stuff, because in residency you're gonna be doing like a bunch of things and not getting paid that well. You still get paid, but yeah. So also, I've been focusing a lot more on me, and like doing things that I've been wanting to do for like, sorry, Gracie's being crazy, for a while. Like I cleaned out my closet. I'm sure you can see all these clothes back here. I have clothes from literally high school that I never wore, but I just held on to because I was like, this is cute at the time. But like I have negative emotions and whatever like attached to those clothes, so I would never wear them. But I finally got rid of them. I know it doesn't look like it, but I put them on Poshmark to try to get sub money from them. So that's what those are doing back there. I did that. I've been running, and the running for me has been so therapeutic. I started out like using headphones and stuff, but now I actually run without headphones in, which I know sounds like borderline psychotic, but it's been good for me because I've been able to like really just think the whole time, you know? Like it's just me and myself, and running by myself for 15 minutes, that is a very large exaggeration. It's probably like 18 or something. It's a little under 2 miles that I run. But yeah, it's been very therapeutic for me. My goal was 2 to 3 days a week, and I made that goal knowing that some weeks I might run 2 days a week, but some weeks I run 6 out of 7 days a week, and that's fine because my goal is 2 to 3. So if I go above and beyond, then that's awesome. So yeah, I've been doing that, and I think that's been like really good for me. Mentally and physically, I can see a big change in my body, and it's a positive change obviously, and a healthy change. So I also have been paying, so there was a loss in my family this year, very recently in June, and it was really sad for me because I've never I've never like been through that, I guess. Basically the family member was transitioned to hospice at home, and when that happened, I immediately drove to Georgia, where I'm from, and I stayed with my family until my family member passed. And it was, I'm very happy that I was able to do that. And I'm happy that I got to be with them during that time. But just going through that, I think has shown me how important it is to like really care about the people that are close to you and that care about you. So with that being said, like people that I didn't think would be good friends have been really good friends to me recently, and I've just been trying to put more energy into the people that are good in my life. And I think that's been really healthy for me. I've had some people in my life that are not so good for me, and basically, not because they're not good people, but basically just trying to sort of keep distance with those kind of people because it's not really good for me. It's not really good for anybody. So yeah, so that's my update on that. Just a lot has been happening in my life, a lot of good, but also some not so good things, but everything happens for a reason, and you need to use those opportunities to learn from them, which is what I keep telling myself. But I only have 2 minutes left on my camera, of course, because I'm not prepared. Basically, I have 2 classes in about 2 hours that I need to prepare for, and then I'm also going to just start studying for my exams, of course, because we already have a bunch lined up. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, I just wanted to do a little catch up, tell you guys what has been happening in my life, give you guys some updates. I do hope to be posting more, but like I said, you can follow me on Instagram if you want to see more like daily things. I do post a lot of stories on there. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well wherever you guys are, and until next time, bye!